He was horrified to discover that the man across the street was preparing to kill his wife, because right after a fierce argument between the couple, Tom quietly prepared a long knife. Jack sensed that something serious was about to happen, so he kept watching Tom closely, but not long after, Jack fell asleep. When he woke up in the middle of the night, it was already raining heavily outside. Tom, wearing a raincoat and carrying a suitcase, rushed out of the house. Jack looked at the time and saw that it was 2 a.m. He wondered what Tom was doing out so late, but shortly after, Tom returned. However, he didn't stay in the house for long and soon went out again with the suitcase. Jack's bad feeling grew stronger. He forced himself to stay awake and closely observe Tom's every move. He noticed that Tom went in and out 3 times with the suitcase before everything went quiet. At that point, Jack was so exhausted that he fell asleep again. When he woke up once more, he saw Tom entering the house with a rope. Tom then stuffed all his wife's clothes into the suitcase and tied it tightly with the rope. Most crucially, from that moment on, Jack never saw Tom's wife again. He was now certain that Tom had killed his wife and had taken the dismembered body out, so Jack told his girlfriend what he was thinking, but Jenny thought he was just overthinking it. Just as Jack was about to argue, a sudden scream came from outside the window. The two quickly pulled open the curtains and found a small dog dead in the yard. A woman came to check and said the dog seemed to have been killed by someone. At that moment, Jack suddenly remembered that 2 days ago, Tom had found the dog digging in the flower bed and had chased it away immediately. He couldn't help but suspect that Tom had buried something in the flower bed and was afraid the dog would dig it up. Then Jack noticed something even stranger. All the neighbors were standing on their balconies, curiously observing the situation except Tom, who was hiding inside his pitch-black house. At this point, Jenny also became suspicious, thinking that maybe it wasn't so simple. So the two discussed whether they should call the police, but they had no evidence, only guesses and reasoning, and the police were unlikely to take the case. At that moment, Jack thought of someone and immediately gave him a call.